An overture from Puffy. I don't believe he really wants her back. I believe he probably treated her at some particular point like a possession. Like a possession.
Y'all, hold on to your hats because Katt Williams is stirring up a storm, hinting that Diddy might have been out for Wendy Williams' head. According to Katt, this drama dates back to the 90s, all because Wendy spilled some jaw-dropping secrets about Diddy. Now, we all know Wendy Williams is the undisputed queen of gossip, iconic for dishing out the juiciest of teas. But it seems Diddy thought she crossed a line, and Katt alleges that Diddy has been on a mission to silence Wendy ever since. This juicy bit of gossip sheds light on the frosty vibes between Wendy and Diddy, a feud that's as legendary as they come, despite their attempts to bury the hatchet. But wait, there's more. Katt's not just rehashing old drama, he's revealing that Diddy's been playing the long game, allegedly sending goons after Wendy for years, long after she stopped talking about him. This is just the latest bombshell in Katt's ongoing expose of Diddy's shady dealings, and he's not pulling any punches. The tea is piping hot, folks, and it looks like Katt's just getting started on blowing the lid off Diddy's alleged dark side. Buckle up, this ride's about to get wild.
Radio personality once upon a time. Her name was Wendy Williams, and she was practically burned at the stake for talking about such. And now it's all come full circle.
Nobody does it like Wendy, right? The world's been on edge, practically begging for Wendy to make a grand return and dish the dirt on Diddy amid his legal drama and notorious antics. Imagine if the Wendy Williams show was airing in the midst of all this chaos. Oh, honey, it would be a riot. But guess what? Katt Williams is stepping into the spotlight, ready to spill some scorching hot tea on Diddy and his peculiar ties with Wendy. Brace yourselves, folks, because Katt is unleashing some jaw-dropping revelations. He's hinting that Diddy might just be entangled in Wendy's recent turmoil, suggesting that Diddy tried to silence Wendy for airing his dirty laundry. Remember, Wendy and Diddy haven't exactly been chummy over the years, with a history of throwing shade and clashing big time. They pretended to patch things up, claiming all was forgiven, but let's be real, it was all for show. Katt Williams reveals that Wendy's still harboring a 32-year-old grudge against Diddy, and it doesn't look like she's dropping it anytime soon. Before we spill the tea on Katt's bombshell about Diddy, let's take a hot minute to trace the roots of this epic showdown. Picture this. Wendy's been harboring this fiery grudge, all because, as Katt spills, Diddy didn't just kick her to the curb from her job, nearly wrecking her career, but he also, get this, put her in the line of fire. Yeah, you heard right. Diddy's allegedly had goons on her tail since the early 90s, right around the time he was launching Bad Boy Records with Hollywood heavyweights like Clive Davis in his corner. And then Wendy lands this gig at Hot 97, and boy, did the sparks fly between her and Diddy. At that time, Bad Boy Records was the IT label, home to legends like Lil' Kim, Biggie Smalls, Faith Evans, and the fierce girl group Total. Diddy was using Hot 97 as his personal launchpad, blasting his artist tracks into the stratosphere. But when Wendy started throwing shade on Diddy, oh, he was not having it. Despite Bad Boy Records' fresh face on the scene, it was already causing a stir. And let's just say Diddy was not here for Wendy's shade. The logical move? A sit down to clear the air with Wendy, right? But oh, that's just not how Diddy rolls when he's dealing with his so-called enemies. Forget diplomacy or a calm chat. Rumor has it Diddy went full-on drama by allegedly setting up Wendy for a surprise showdown with his girl group.
That she was there in the office and that Suge was meeting Justin Combs and possibly holding him in his arms, and that there was a photographer taking a picture, and that wasn't the picture that we needed to see on our end or that we wanted the world to see. So I remember that day extensively. It hit us like a rocket launcher or something. It hit us hard. I remember getting off the phone. It was almost damn near a half a day, maybe 2, 3 o'clock. Wendy Day was promoing, announcing something big was going to happen. Not Wendy Day, Wendy Williams, pardon me everyone. Radio personality, TV personality, Wendy Williams was announcing in her super highly rated that she had big news coming that involved Justin Dior Combs. Perked my ear up, I said, yo, what's going on? We started calling everybody. He was calling me. He got a heads up. He started calling the bosses the street team was listening. They heard, the executives heard. We instantly all left the office, 19th Street, some in cabs, some in cars, some running all the way down to Hudson Street where Hot 97 was, handle the situation and make sure that that picture was not exposed to the masses and was not delivered through Wendy Williams. In all of that fricka-fracas, if you look back, history would tell you that she was let go from Hot 97 over that and had to go to another city to operate out of. And I think she remembers that in the way she should remember as something that happened that ran her out of town. And then she was able to come back and be the Wendy Williams that she is now today with all the success that she's had. But that was a snafu that day.
Diddy's ruffled feathers left, right, and center. And now Wendy Williams is on that list. Oh, it's on. It's revenge time.
What did I mean about the power Puff had? With the radio stations in New York, motherfuckers didn't breathe hard if Puff didn't want them to. If Tupac had anything salacious to say about Puff in that interview, and Angie Martinez told Puff or let Puff heard it, and he told them, you can't play it, they wasn't gonna play it. Puff got one of the hottest DJs off of Hot 97 because she wanted to put up a picture of him getting his pants pulled down. You understand what I'm saying? Puff had power.
Kirk Burroughs, I did an interview with him some months ago, and he told a story about Wendy Williams. She got fired from Hot 97 because she had a picture of Puffy, and she never went into detail about that.
We were in Cancun, and we were on our way to the Island of Women. And this is all it was, bruh. For whatever reason, dude was playing with Puff. He went behind him and grabbed his trunks and pulled them down. When he grabbed his trunk to pull them down, some girls that was taking pictures. They took that picture and emailed it back to Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams said she had him in a compromising position and like it was gay porn or something like that. She was gonna put it out. They stopped her from putting it out.
And they got her fired from Hot 97 because of that.
Well, I think that we were in California at the time. He was shooting a layout for either Rolling Stone or Billboard when he had the white suit on. I was the one who put him in the damn pool. What happened was that Wendy had somehow shown people that email. She shown people that email. Puff told Hot 97 if they didn't get rid of her before he got back in New York, that they was not gonna get any music from any of his friends, any of the record labels executives that was cool with him. Everybody was gonna boycott their station. We was out in LA for about 3 days before we landed back in New York. Wendy Williams was in the radio station in Philly. It was over for her. She was fired.
Oh my God, you won't believe it. Wendy Williams just dropped a bombshell photo of P. Diddy in the act of yanking down another dude's pants. What's the tea?
And then they started wearing girl pants, and then they're wearing jeggings, and then, yes, it's very effeminized, but be very clear. There were lots of homosexuals in hip hop back in the 80s too. You know, what's worse? You know, hip hop wearing skirts or hip hop being closeted and having a plethora of kids to prove manhood that, you know, and denial of something that you shouldn't have to deny, which is your sexuality. So I hear what Jamar is saying, but we come from a very homosexual era of hip hop as well. Radio personality once upon a time. Her name was Wendy Williams, and she was practically burned at the stake for talking about such.
Right, it was the Diddy situation.
There were many situations, none of which to talk about, but there were many situations back in the day in my career. It's all coming full circle now. So,
Do you think now with people like Frank Ocean coming out of the closet, even though he's not exactly a rapper, but he definitely overlapped the rap community, do you think that we're gonna have a time where it's cool to be a gay rapper?
I don't know. Because I still see Frank Ocean as being one amongst many, but one, and that's good. But there was the notion of this radio DJ in New York who is in denial. So that just goes to show you how far the homosexual movement within hip hop and sports still needs to go. It is politically correct to be accepting, but behind closed doors, people are still hating. And Jason, the basketball player, is one, but it will be a long time before another actively playing in the locker room ball player comes out. And it's unfortunate. That's where I am, on it. Frank Ocean, good for him. And Jason, good for him.
Besides spilling the tea on Diddy's case on her show, Wendy also had those jaw-dropping moments where callers dropped bombshells about Diddy. In a twist that no one saw coming, Diddy himself dialed in. So what exactly went down between these two? Well, buckle up, because the juicy details might just be a click away.
I remember I got off the air one day and them total bitches were downstairs waiting, and everybody upstairs at the radio station is looking down, egging it on, waiting for something to go down. I wasn't yet married. My knight in shining armor screeched up in his car just out of nowhere. I didn't even know what was about to happen. Skell hiding like a girl. Thanks, Skell. I'm standing in the door like, what? And I'm literally about to go through. Now, I'm not like, what, let's fight, because I'm not one of those type of broads. And plus, there was 3 of them.
Y'all, the tea is scalding. Toto caught in broad daylight drama. Oh yes, it's juicy. Imagine, 1 second you're on cloud 9 thinking you've snagged the golden ticket with a major record deal, dreams of lights, camera, action almost within grasp. Then, bam, out of nowhere, you're drafted as the emotional bodyguard for your boss because someone threw shade his way. Talk about a plot twist, and hold up, it gets spicier. Toto wasn't riding solo in this soap opera. Word on the street is some charities are out there clueless, saying Diddy's been name-dropping them for fundraising without their say-so. Shady much. In the midst of the storm, enter the mediator to Diddy, but it's Wendy who's really stirring the pot. She's all about Team Diddy, pushing the misunderstanding angle, practically begging the fans to hit pause on the side eye and let Diddy spin his side of the story before they cancel him. OMG, did you hear about Diddy's drama with Wendy? Wendy was just shining a light on Diddy's shady moves, and bam, he goes on a mission to tank her career. It looked like he had her cornered, but wait for it. Wendy wasn't going down without a fight. She took that L, flipped it into a comeback, and oh, did she come back with a vengeance against Diddy. Hold on to your seats, because Wendy spilled the tea on Diddy's alleged dirty move, snatching Biggie Smalls' publishing rights right from under him. The streets have been buzzing for years about Diddy's sketchy deals, screwing over his artists big time. But Biggie, he wasn't playing the fool. He demanded control over his masters from day one. Here's where it gets juicy. Diddy, eyeing Biggie's skyrocketing fame, pretended to play nice, making promises left and right. But oh, did he pull the ultimate betrayal, tricking Biggie into signing away rights and making them all his. Can you believe this? After Biggie's tragic departure, guess what? Diddy clung onto those precious masters that Biggie himself owned. Yes, you heard it right. It's as if he swiped them right from a man no longer with us. Talk about hitting rock bottom. For years, Diddy kept those masters under lock and key, only to finally hand them back to Biggie's estate just a few months back. And just when you thought you'd seen it all, Diddy hits us with a bombshell, announcing he's playing the generous card by giving back all former artists their full masters and publishing rights for the tracks they laid down under Bad Boy. Acting like a saint under his new alias Brother Love, he's on a mission to mend fences, showering us with this grand gesture of goodwill. And let's not forget Aubrey O'Day spilling the tea, not holding back one bit on the dirt about Diddy. From body shaming to unwelcome advances, she's laying it all bare.
You could imagine why somebody would want to fire somebody.
Can you give us a little?
I wasn't willing to do what was expected of me. Not talent-wise, but in other areas.
And were other girls doing?
I was the only one that was in those types of positions. Had I not been trained under Diddy, he was the hardest person that you can work for, and it was torture. And not the work part of it, but the other stuff. mind games. Like, just all the girls were so divided, and the men and the people running it had their hands.
Gene D spills the tea. He's been overheard saying he caught wind of plans to turn his female singers into superstars in ways that'll raise your eyebrows.
Cause I heard him. I'm gonna pimp their ass out to my. I was like, there's somebody kids.
So what do you think about Diddy after all these drama? Now that we know the full story of Diddy and his ruthless tactics, it's hard to see him as the same flashy, charismatic figure we once thought he was. The music industry is a cutthroat business, but Diddy took it to a whole new level with his manipulative ways. It's easy to understand why so many artists have had falling outs with him and why some are even coming forward with their stories now. With the music industry constantly evolving, it's important for artists to have control over their own art and not be at the mercy of a powerful figure like Diddy. So drop your comment below to let me know what are you thinking, and see you in the next video. Bye.